Yo, what is going on, Beta? It's TKF here. First things first, I do want to apologize for my last upload. I know it wasn't great, but I hope to redeem myself this time. Anyway, this was a great UU match against Mephesto. I'm sure you guys will know him. YouTube name Mefestofelus. Great friend of mine, Artem. We play a lot of COD together, play pokes together. But anyway, he's going to lead out with Shaman, going to lead out with Domfan. I know he's probably going to want to lead out with Shaman, but then again, I have Sturdy, so I really don't mind if I want to stay in. This is a very long battle, guys, but I promise you it's really, really good. So, I know he's going to want to hit me. I don't care. Like I said, I have Sturdy. I want to get rocks up because I noticed in the team preview he doesn't have a spinner. So, if I get him up now, then I don't have to worry about getting him up later on in the match. That's fine. And I do have Umbreon to pass wishes off, so that's all good. So, I'm going to go on Umbreon now and I can sponge absolutely any hit. Even though I'm not specially defensive, I'm purely defensive. But I believe I boast a 294 spec D stat even with no investment. So, that is why I'm running an Umbreon. So, now he's going to switch out. Going to go into Victini. Probably just to hit me as hard as he can. I'm going to Toxic on the switch, knowing Shaman's not going to want to stay in. And if it did stay in, you know, it has Natural Cure, so either way, that wouldn't have worked out for me. But going to get a Toxic off on this Victini. I have no idea what kind of set this is yet. He goes for the Fusion Bolt. Not really too sure why. Maybe predicting the switch into something to sponge the Fire-type move. But you can see that does nothing. And we were talking on Skype at the time, and he was like, wow, dude. And I'm max defense, max HP, and that is basically how Umbreon takes it. So he's going to switch out now, go into his Empoleon, probably predicting the payback. He's right, I don't want to protect, I just want to wish up and hit him with a payback, because if I get that Victini out of the way, then that's great, because Umbreon's the only thing on my team that I have really to sponge a hit from it, especially if it's choice banded, so I kind of want to get that out of the way, but not the case. So I'm going to go into Zapdos here, having no idea what he wants to do. He sets up the agility. I don't mind too much, because I know I can take any hit he wants to go for, and I kind of figured I'd live the Ice Beam with about half HP, but he does tell me on Skype that he is modest nature, so that will do a hell of a lot more than I originally thought, which is bad. So I'm going to hit him with a Discharge. Luckily enough, it's going to be enough to take it out, even though I'm not that invested since I am specially bulky. Still, wish I could have taken that Ice Beam a little bit better. Maybe I could have lived a hit from whatever wants to come in, and then could have roosted off. But I have no idea. So anyway, I'm going to have to switch here because I know he's going to want to lay up rocks. So I'm going to go into Don Fantastic just to spin those away. He does get his own rocks up. Now that kind of cripples my Zapdos and my Arcanine more than anything. So I really want to get these rocks away, because Artem's a good player, and if I want to keep up with him in this game, I'm going to need to do a lot of switches. So those rocks need to be gone. So I believe right here I'm just going to take the opportunity to spin. I know he's not going to want to stay in and play that rapid spin stealth rock game, just because I will most likely win, because there's nothing he can do to me, and I'm carrying lefty, so I'm only getting more HP back. He sees that, goes out into my Milotic to sponge the rapid spin, knows he's going to scare me out with a Scald or whatever. But he makes a nice double switch here, predicting my Celebi to come in. Unfortunately, I'm not that dumb, so I know he's probably going to be doing some sort of shenanigans, so I go into Umbreon to be safe, because it's the only thing on my team that is capable of taking any hit from anything and then wishing up, so safest switch for me. I do go into it, takes it nicely. He goes for the U-turn, and that actually does a surprising amount, being non-stab. I know he's choice banded, but nonetheless, that does a lot of damage. So he's going to send in a State Junior, probably knowing he can set up his Stealth Rocks again if he so wishes to. I don't mind. I'm going to lay up a wish of my own. And my plan right here is I'm thinking there's absolutely nothing he can do to my Donphan right now. So I'm going to pass the wish off into Donphan. He predicts that nicely and goes for the Toxic. That's going to wear me down. He said that he didn't really mind getting Toxic on either Umbreon or Donphan. I guess that kind of works out because, you know, Umbreon Toxic isn't exactly great, and him being part steel wouldn't be affected by it, by the Synchronize. So good play on his part. Much better to get the Toxic off on my Donphan, though, I guess, depending on, you know, what's more important to him, my Umbreon or having his own rocks up. Now, I guess it comes down to that. But he's going to lep his rocks again. I know he was going to do that, but I wanted a free switch into my Arcanine because I don't want to take rocks damage up on it, and I can always spin later on now that I've got that wish up. So he goes into Victini. I did predict the Milotic to come in, so I went for the Wild Charge. Now, I kind of thought he was going to do this just to scout, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because, you know, nothing's wasted by it. It just means that in a sense he gets switch initiative. So he goes into Shaman. I'm walled by that because I am choice banded. I'm going to have to switch. I go into my Zapdos just in case he wants to go for the Earth Power. He does indeed go for the Earth Power, and I really don't mind that. That's fine. Now here I make a series of misplays. I have no idea why. But he goes for the Hidden Power. I was really hoping I could live it, seeing as I'm specially defensive, but after the rocks damage, I'm not going to be able to take it, and I'm going to lose my Zapdos, which sucks, because that would have really helped on the Milotic later on. So I go into Arcanine for whatever reason. I have absolutely no idea why. Just one of the big misplays in this battle, and he's actually going to take me out to an Earth Power. So he told me he was modest in the Skype. He didn't mean to, but he said he was modest Life Orb. and then later on he tells me that he's timid, and I was like, wow, wow. So I'm gonna go in Azelf right now. I know I can scare him out with a flamethrower, but I actually overpredict and go for the T-Bolt, and I'm like, no, why wouldn't you switch? So he's going to hit me with that Seed Flare, and if this was my max special attack, max special defense Azelf, I would have taken it with 15 to 20% HP, I believe we damage calced it. But no, not the case, it's the other Azelf, it's my expert belt Azelf, so it's going to be able to take it out, which is really unfortunate, and then he wins the speed tie, and rests up, so that sucks. And the thing is, this isn't actually a standard Celebi, this is a physical Celebi, because it carries U-Turn, Sucker Punch, Seed Bomb, and Zen Headbutt, and it works out absolutely great. It's an amazing set. You'll see just how powerful it is later on in this battle. So I'm going to switch out now, go into Donphan, knowing he's asleep and there's nothing he can do to me. It's a free chance for me to spin away those rocks. I kind of want to do that, but then again, I know he's going to want to go into Milotic as well, so I can go for the EQ. I'm not really too sure what I want to do, and any damage on Milotic would be good damage, so I think right here I'm probably just going to end up doing that. I have no idea. Yeah, okay, I do go for the Earthquake, knowing it's going to want to come in. It does a decent chunk, actually. He was really surprised how much that did, but I am Adamant Nature defensive, so it's quite a combination, actually, because Donphan's attack isn't actually all that bad. So it's going to hit him pretty hard. I could go for the EQ again. I don't want to. I want to switch out and go into Umbreon, because in case he lives and rests up, then that's just wasted for me, although I could have got a free rapid spin off of it. But it's whatever. He does end up resting up here. Kind of a misplay on my part. I guess I should have stayed in, but I couldn't take the risk of losing Donphan because, you know, it's my only spinner on my team. So I'm going to go into Umbreon right now. I know there's nothing you can do to me, but I'm going to switch out and go into Celebi because I want to hit this thing hard. I have no idea what he wants to do there. He ends up staying in. I feared this was going to be a sleep talking set. He does reveal that he is a sleep talking set. He gets the Scald. And unfortunately for me, what do you know? He gets the burn. Wouldn't matter too much, although I am physical, so I am going to have to switch. I have Natural Cure, but this means now I'm going to have to switch out, go back into Umbreon, Wish up, pass the Wish off into Celebi. Of course, this being the most obvious move on the planet, he knows what I'm going to do. So he goes into Zapdos, threatening that. I know I can't live a hit with Celebi once I switch into it, so that's a big problem. Now I have a choice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Wish up here, and I'm going to predict him to over-predict, and I'm actually going to stay in with Umbreon and see if I can do anything with this thing. But he withdraws his Zapdos and goes into his Estate Junior. Not really too sure why at this point. I really have no idea. As I Toxic, I don't know why he would have predicted that, but whatever. Nice play on his part. I'm going to Wish up. I mean, it's kind of an obvious play, but it's not in this situation, so I don't see why he went for it. He's going to Hypnosis. It's going to miss, kind of what you get for running such a low accuracy move. Kind of sucks, though. Going to go into Celebi just because I have the Natural Cure. I know that if I get Toxic or Hypnosis or Sleeped or Slept, whatever, I can switch out and Natural Cure will activate, and that'd be great. And I also get to pass this Wish off, which is amazing. And toxic damage won't rack up too much, seeing as I do have Natural Cure and I can switch at any point. So I go for the Seed Bomb here. I want to scout how much it does. It does nothing to this thing, and he's going to hit me with a Gyro Ball. Gets the crit here, and it does way more than I would like, and that's so unfortunate because now I'm going to have to switch out, go back to Umbreon, Wish up again, switch out, go back to Celebi to heal up, and it's becoming annoying. But I actually go into Donphan because I'm predicting him to predict my Umbreon switching, so I'm going to avoid that Toxic really nicely, be immune to it, I guess, because I'm already Toxic, so that's great. So he's going to switch out here, going to go into his Milotic, knowing that there's nothing I can do to him. I'm not really sure if Rocks are up at this point. If they are, yeah, they are, so I take this opportunity to go for the Rapid Spin on the switch. Now he's asleep, I know I can switch into Umbreon, and I can go for the Wish and pass that off to Celebi if I want. Don't forget, Celebi's Toxic will be negated once I switch back in because it does have Natural Cure, so that is absolutely great. So I'm going to switch out now. I'm going to go out into my Umbreon. Again, like I said, I need to get this Wish off to Celebi. Celebi is my only hope of taking this thing down. I really have nothing for it. I could Toxic it, but it would just rest. So he's going to get the Dragon Tail here. And this was really unfortunate. Some shenanigans go on, and he's going to Dragon Tail me out into Donphan, which is completely the opposite of what I wanted. It would have been nice to go into Celebi or Umbreon, either one, but no, I get Donphan, which really sucks. And I know he's due to wake up soon as he's had his 2 turns, I believe. So I'm going to go out into Umbreon now. I really want to get this Wish up. I absolutely have to. So he's going to get his final turn of Sleep Talk here before he wakes up. And he's going to Sleep Talk the Scald. He gets my Umbreon. It doesn't bother me too much. And he doesn't get the burn, which is absolutely great because I don't want any residual damage on this Umbreon. And unlike Celebi, it does not have Natural Cure, which means it is a big threat if I get residual damage. So he wakes up here, he goes for the Sleep Talk, wanting me to Toxic him. I miss the Toxic. And I'm thinking, there's no point in me doing this because I'm just going to give him Marvel Scout, so I'm just going to let him keep doing this, and I'm just going to go for the wish. Now, I know he's probably going to want to predict my Celebi switch in at this point, so I need to be very careful of what I do. So I'm going to stay in and payback, predicting him to predict my Celebi. Get the crit on the payback, doesn't matter. He does predict my Celebi and goes for the Dragon Tail, though, which is amazing, because I was thinking, if he Dragon Tails me out into Celebi, that's perfect, but at the low HP that Celebi is at, I can't have it coming in and then taking a Dragon Tail. So he's going to switch out into his Estate Junior again, probably wanting to set up rocks yet again, knowing they're important. I'm going to wish up here. Now, I'm thinking I might be able to live rock switching, so I'm going to go into Celebi. I know he can't take me out at this point. I got 62 HP. I get in before the rocks, which is amazing. I'm going to be able to get my wish off, and because of Umbreon's very high HP stat, I'm going to be able to get back 3/4 of my HP. U-turn out here, which is very nice. I get the switch initiative. Not that there was any initiative to be given, but going to be able to switch out, go into Don Fantastic, just because I want to rapid spin his rocks away again. I know he's going to want to go out into Milotic, but he actually Gyro Balls right here, but that's cool, I can take that. So now I'm probably going to want a rapid spin. I don't want too much toxic damage racking up off on me. Okay, I'm going to EQ. That's right. I was talking to him on the Skype chat, and I was like, dude, this thing is going to end up making this battle too long. Is it heat proof or is it levitate? And he was like, it's heat proof. You know, just because nobody would ever think about going for the levitate. And I was like, alright. So I EQ it, and thank you for telling me that, because that would have trolled me so hard. But I managed to get that thing out of the way, so I win the Rocks War, and I'm just going to be able to EQ his Milotic, and I EQ him, predicting him to predict my switch into Umbreon. But in this case, I actually managed to get the EQ off. He Dragon Tails me into Umbreon, which is just great, because there's absolutely nothing he can do to me. I know I can pass off a Wish if I want to. Like I said, there's nothing you can do to me. Celebi's at a high enough HP where I can just switch in or switch out to it. It really doesn't matter. But I don't need to pass the wish off, I'm already at decent HP. Just going to switch out straight into it as he goes for the rest. I did predict him to rest because after I EQ him, he would be at very, very low HP. So he had no choice but to go for it right there. He's going to get all of his HP back. I'm going to go for the Seed Bomb here, and this is how much of a boss Celebi is. Look how much damage this does. I get the crit, and it does manage to take it out. But that does say that even with Marvel Scale activated, it still would have done over half, which is just absolutely incredible. So he's going to go into Shaman, which is his last now. I don't want to risk a speed tie, so I'm actually going to switch out. I'm going to go into Umbreon. Just because I kind of want to follow this thing off. Well, I do want to follow it off, but at this point in the Skype chat, he was saying, you know, maybe you should just send in Celebi and go for the speed tie just to see who will win it. It would be funny because he's won the previous ones. So I thought, okay, we'll do that. So I set up the wish, and he's going to rest up here. It doesn't matter too much. Okay, I'm getting way ahead of myself in this battle. So I'm going to wish up. He is going to rest up. What I'm talking about comes out later. Now, I know he absolutely has to switch here. Like he said, it was the obvious play, but he can't stay in because he's asleep, and he does have something to switch to, and he has Natural Cure. So I'm going to predict the switch into Zapdos here. I'm going to hit him with the obvious Toxic. I might as well, seeing as it was such an obvious play. He knows that, but he really didn't have a choice. So I'm going to get that residual damage racking up on Zapdos. I believe you can live 8 turns with Toxic. I believe that's what it takes to rack up and kill you. Not too sure. He's not a full HP. He's more like 60%, so he's not going to be able to stay in 8 turns anyway. He's going to hit me with that T-Bolt / discharge. I didn't see. I'm going to wish up here. I'm not really too sure why. I don't really have... I could pass it to Celebi, knowing this thing really can't do anything to me. He doesn't carry the Hidden Power Ice, although saying that he does carry the Heat Wave. So I have to be careful that he doesn't predict my switch into Celebi right here. He does, which is why I stay in predicting that. If I'd have switched to Celebi, that would have been an absolute disaster. I don't know if I could have won this match without Celebi, as you'll see later on. I might have done. But anyway, Umbreon receives his own wish, which is great. I'm at full HP. I have nothing to complain about. I know that is great for me. Toxic damage is racking up here. He's going to take the opportunity to roost. I really didn't think he would roost. I'm not sure why. I really have no idea, but, you know, it's whatever. He roosts up as I wish up. Kind of 2 pointless moves there, but whatever. I know it's fine. I'm going to opt to hit him with a payback, maybe thinking that he's going to think I'm going to switch into Celebi now. Seeing as he overpredicted last time, he might think I'm going to trick him and switch into Celebi, but no, I know he's going to want to go for Heat Wave again. I'm going to stay in and payback just to get more damage off on this thing. Good plays on his part. Unfortunately, I ain't that dumb. I've played with him before, and I know his play style, and I know he's going to want to do that. Fortunately for me, the Toxic takes him out this turn. This is really long and very difficult to narrate. So he's going to go into Joshmin or Shaman. I can't really do much to this. I'm just going to stay in and let him kill me off to the Seed Flare. I should have paybacked, but I didn't. I just went for the Toxic because I want residual damage. I wish up here, I believe. I don't know why I shouldn't have done that. Just made it more stally, but it really doesn't matter in the long run. As you'll see, I let him kill me off. I could have wish protected. I didn't want to do that just because it's not very nice to your opponent. So I'm just going to let him kill me off. I'm going to wish up just for insurance policies, just in case anything should, like, major should happen, like he gets the crit or something. I don't know. But toxic damage is going to start racking up. I'm going to let him kill me off to a Sea Flare. I don't care about passing this wish off. There's nothing I really want to receive a wish. So I have 2 Pokemon left now. I have Donphan that can easily come in and revenge kill with the Ice Shard, or I have Celebi. I'm going to go into Celebi because I want to see who wins the speed tie. And no, my luck, what do you know? I lose the speed tie and he's going to kill me off to an HP Ice. But this time he is going to die to the Toxic. I did have Donphan to come in and revenge kill with Ice Shard. Anyway, that was a great game, Mephesto. Guys, please make sure you leave ratings for MoshPit. I really hope you enjoyed this narration. If you did, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys later. Touche.